Massive update with the ARG getting partially solved, some big new teasers, and even finally a reveal of who the Chapter 3 main antagonist is, and you won't believe it. So if you didn't know, recently, the developers of Poppy Playtime have been getting ready for Chapter 3 to release, and have started by updating their new ARG website with a bunch of code-locked folders that we need to solve, giving us just last week a bunch of teasers and documents for the upcoming game, which is super cool. However, yesterday, again, the ARG got a big update, where when going on the computer website and clicking on the mail icon, a new email can be seen from an unknown source titled "Truth Bubbles to the Surface." And the email this time around reads, "We see we have your attention. Good. As promised, hidden in a box with old hi-8s and blank cassettes. Like so much else buried here. P.S. Same time Friday." Where below we were given another teaser of some type of animation table and multiple new characters shown off, being this dog and unicorn who have shown up in other Chapter 3 trailers before, along with a couple of hard to read numbers at the top, which we touch more upon later. However, what's perhaps most interesting about this screenshot is that, like we said, it appears to be on some type of animation board used, of course, to animate cartoons and stuff, which, if true, is extremely intriguing because it tells us, along with making toys, Playtime Co. might have also been making cartoons of some sort as well. But even cooler, along with this brand new email, if we go into the File Explorer and click on the confidential reports folder given to us in our last ARG video, the folder had since updated, showing us a brand new image of a bunch of the infamous red gas masks we've been seeing in the lead up to Chapter 3 for a while now. And furthermore, on top of the image, you could see a play button that, when clicking, plays a very interesting sound. Now, this sound on the surface seems meaningless and doesn't really tell us much. However, after a bit of testing, people found out that this audio actually appears to be an SSTV, which is essentially a way to transmit images through audio, kind of like Morse code or a spectrogram. And when decoding this message through different softwares, it actually reveals to us a blurry but very interesting photo of outside the Playtime Co. factory, along with a couple different codes on top of it reading HSO1 and RXT. So this now gives us two brand new teasers and codes with the ARG, but what do they all mean? Well, starting with the animation board, if we look extremely closely at the text here at the top, it appears to read out the code HS02YV4W. And when pairing this up with the second Playtime Co. screenshot that had the code HSO1RXT, you can see they both have the same first few digits of HSO1 and HSO2, with the HS possibly being the initials of an employee in the factory like Harley Sawyer, although I'm not sure, and the O1 and O2 being the order they come in. Then looking back at the first screenshot, we could see that they circle the end numbers but leave out the beginning ones, just giving us RXT, which, if we apply the same formula into the second screenshot, cutting off the first four numbers as well, gives us just YV4W. And then if you combine the two in order, order, we are given the code RXTYV4W, which is really cool, but also really confusing. So what do we do with all this random gibberish? Well, judged by the fact that the code is so random and meaningless, it was theorized that this could be a cipher, or a way of scrambling a bunch of text in a way that hides a secret message when decoded. And more specifically, this looked like a visionaire cipher, which is a specific type of cipher that is way too hard for me to explain in this video. But all we need to know is we need two things: the mixed up text, which we already have, and a separate cipher key that can be used to decode all the letters using certain websites. But now the question is, where are we supposed to get this key? Well, very conveniently, if you didn't watch my last video on the ARG, basically after solving some more puzzles, we were given this little incident report sheet that, when stretching out a ton, at the bottom revealed a mini message saying Nephilim, a religious definition of a giant, most likely referencing the Bigger Bodies initiative where the employees created a bunch of literal giant toys. But what's most important about this word is that if we use it as the cipher's key with the previously mentioned code, the phrase will actually decode to reveal the word eternal with a 4. And if we go back to the ARG computer and file explorer, if we click on the innovation folder, then the Bigger Bodies initiative folder that is password locked, and use this as the code, we will then unlock the folder that reveals to us two more new ones. One for experiment 1006, or the prototype, which is of course password locked itself, and also experiment 1188, which when clicking on reveals to us a massive document of the employees planning to create a brand new toy in the factory under the name experiment 1188, reading, "In continuation of our work, experiment 1188 aims to leverage prior success in accordance with our golden path forward, iterating upon previous successful methods of enhanced mobility, as can be found in experiment 1160, who is another new toy we haven't heard about yet. We believe we have the opportunity to create our most sophisticated and capable bigger body to date. These extra measures will better facilitate 118's intended role for use in Home Sweet Home," which, if you didn't know, is an area in the Playcare Chapter 3's game location that has been mentioned a couple times throughout the ARG, and this document confirms that the experiment 1188 character was going to be living in this Home Sweet Home area. Furthermore, the document's material and methods section reads, "The research team will begin by prepping the test subjects as per the Bigger Bodies Initiative guidelines. In light of project shortcomings in the cases 1187 and 1186, who were, judged by their numbers, the two toys created before this experiment, believed to be blank, solutions for blank will be adjusted to a 3-to-1 mixture of blank to better aid in rerouting blood and oxygen blank." The document then describes what the creature was made out of, saying it was created with organic parts like brainstems, spinal cords, and a central nervous system, had a gas delivery apparatus affixed to the back of the esophagus, and yards of purple fabric overlayer matching the SC style guide, which, according to these descriptors, sounds like the employees describing the same exact character we see in the Chapter 3 trailers that show a large organic creature that spits out red gas from its mouth and has a purple fabric all over it, confirming that this purple creature we see in these trailers is experiment 1188, the toy that they talk about in this document, which matters a ton because the rest of the document reads, "To further the cat-like qualities of the toy's anatomy, we've opted to include retraction devices within the paws, allowing the blank to act in much the same way as a cat's claws," which is the devs 100% confirming without a shadow of doubt that the purple creature experiment 1188 is a cat, which is amazing to hear since there have been so many theories and speculations about who it was going to be. And furthermore, the document goes on saying, while lacking blank, thus differentiating him from experiment 1170, Huggy Wuggy's experiment number, we believe that in order to maintain a more friendly feel, 1188 should not be outfitted with blank, meaning that apparently there was something about Huggy Wuggy that was different from this purple creature that they were missing. And to make a long story short, I think that something in question is most likely Huggy Wuggy's obedience, since in the factory, Huggy was always always seen as a near perfect experiment and the optimal outcome according to the employees for two main reasons. One, he was smart, and two, he was obedient and easy to control. But judge from the fact that the employees here were brainstorming ways to make the purple creature look more friendly for some reason, that tells me that the purple creature, unlike Huggy, was not obedient and didn't listen to the employees. Hence why they say they wanted to give the cat a more friendly feel so that way they don't come off as intimidating to the employees, especially if it was known to not listen and try to fight back. Furthermore, the rest of the document discussed more of the materials of the cat creature, saying they tried things like elastic plastic, the same stuff used to make Mommy Long legs stretchy, and even said something completely blanked out about experiment 1006, the prototype. But more importantly, in the conclusion, they said that the cat could contort or shrink to a third of its normal size, which we actually see happening in this chapter 3 teaser screenshot, where the cat is seen much smaller than in other instances. But overall, a ton of news for chapter 3 has been dropping. They made a full-blown new Steam page, which I'm making a video on as we speak, and plus there were things in the ARG that we haven't solved yet, like the prototypes folder, that I'm sure will be insane when we do. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss all those upcoming updates, and check out the first video on this ARG so you stay up to date with everything that happened. Like the video if you enjoyed, it means the world, and peace out, guys.